It is 12 noon. Welcome in. This is Three-Man Front on Jocks on this Basketball Friday. We got basketball all over the place. SEC getting ready to tip off up at Bridgestone Arena. Meanwhile, down at Legacy Arena, the UAB Blazers and the Charlotte 49ers about to tip off in the quarterfinals there. Semifinals will be tomorrow. The finals on Sunday at Legacy. As a homeowner or business owner in Central Alabama, you need a roof that you can count on with the weather going on. From severe weather storms to the summer heat and humidity, it takes a roofing company that truly understands what works here in the state of Alabama, and that's Abide Roofing. 205-577-7338. Abide Roofing offers free, no-obligation roof inspections. I had an issue a couple years ago, and I called Travis Lloyd, one of the owners of Abide Roofing, and he came, got on my roof. He identified a couple problems, and those couple problems, unfortunately for me, turned into a new roof replacement. That was no problem at all because Abide Roofing, they're the insurance claim masters. They're going to help you, just like they helped me, navigate the process, making sure you get the coverage you deserve by your insurance company. Abide has earned a reputation as one of Birmingham's most reliable roofing contractors, delivering industry-leading quality backed by 5-star Google ratings that you can go access and look at. Satisfied customers all over the place in Central Alabama and across Birmingham. They offer complete roofing solutions, including 24-hour support, fast emergency service. So when the storms hit, you need to call Abide Roofing. That's 205-577-7338, or just go to their website, abideroof.com. As we look at the schedule and the scoreboard, Landrum, it's interesting because at the Big Ten right now, Michigan's only up by 4 at the half over Ohio State, 39-35.
Yeah, that is one. I mean, we feel like for seeding purposes, Michigan's still in good shape, but with injuries and you play that schedule down the stretch, especially in the Big Ten and the style of basketball they play. I'm just looking at the stats in the box score right now, Pat. Yaks, 17 minutes of action, only 3 points.
How many rebounds does he got?
1 rebound.
Wow.
And I was just seeing if maybe that was an injury, but that would make sense. No. That is not what you need from your big. So Ohio State playing good basketball right now.
Yeah. That's a bit of a surprise for sure in Chicago. Meanwhile, as UAB is getting ready to tip off in a matter of moments against Charlotte down at Legacy, as the Blazers are trying to get to the semifinals tomorrow.
Okay, the comment that I made in the first half when George Washington was up by 19 in their conference tournament over St. Louis, who, if Auburn has got an outside shot of getting in, they need St. Louis to run that tournament and to win. No bid Steelers there. George Washington at one point was up 39-20. They're now in the second half, 13 minutes, 49 seconds left. They lead St. Louis 56-52.
Wow.
That's a 4-point game.
Wow.
I think we have seen maybe George Washington's best in this game, and St. Louis probably moves on and takes care of business in the second half. But I did throw out, just because of all the scandal and everything that was uncovered with the point shaving and some of the first half point totals, that is not the greatest look for that particular program to be down 19 in the first half. And then the second half, you immediately just turn it on.
It's the same thing with the Michigan game. I have no doubt that they're probably going to go into a different gear here in the second half and go, yeah, all right, we're Michigan. We took 20 minutes off. Now you're going to get pain from the next 20.
Yeah.
I was over down the hallway on our sister station with John Saber doing the pregame show for UAB in Charlotte. And we were just talking about this. And it's unfortunate that television basically is the tail that wags the dog. And, you know, you're sitting there and you would love to have had this game between UAB and Charlotte at a nighttime tip. You know what I'm saying? But asking folks at midday,
take a day off work, take a half day
to go down to Legacy for a basketball game. I mean, you're asking a lot.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's really tough. So hopefully UAB gets the win today, and then this weekend we pack out Legacy with the green and gold and the UAB faithful. That would be my expectation.
Yeah.
Because I will be in attendance for the remaining games after they knock off Charlotte today for UAB.
Yeah.
hopefully everybody else will as well. We all, or three of us, me, Pat, and Conrad, we got a chance to go down to Legacy the other night when Memphis took on Tulane. And it's like Pat said, if you have any reservations, I know not as many, near as many people, and it doesn't have that stigma that it used to, about going down to Legacy Arena. First class, the police presence all over. Downtown, it's a very safe place to be, and it's top notch. So I would invite you and your family and just go and catch some really good basketball.
I was about to say, I think UAB takes care of business today, and then they're going to have a nice crowd tomorrow for their game, and hopefully on Sunday, because that would mean they're playing in the championship.
Charlotte's up 7-0.
All right.
17 minutes to go until halftime.
Yeah. Good start. Remind everyone that Auburn was up on Tennessee yesterday by 11.
Yeah.
It's a 40-minute game.
It is. Thank you, Conrad.
Fire breathers, I believe. They're going to be fine.
You got to believe. They're shaking off the rust a little bit. Sightlines.
Or it could just be the fact that they're playing in the 205.
Well, yeah. Neutral site game.
I thought Woodfin came out and decreed today was 251 just for the UAB game.
We should have done
that.
That would have been really funny.
But then think about all the people that would have been confused. She won't answer the phone.
What's going on? I hear that they changed our area code. What's that about?
Yeah. Looking at the early box on that Charlotte the Cincinnati game, figured that there was probably a 3 in it, and there was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, UAB 0 for 5 from the field.
All right. First 3 minutes.
Tell me they're all 3-pointers, right? Because then at least
they're 0 for 3 from 3-point line.
Okay.
Yeah. Florida is up early over Kentucky 3-0.
Yeah, that game's over. Feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah.
That
Joyless murder ball has begun there in Nashville.
Yeah, might be a rough one for the Cats, but there's a lot of blue. I see some orange, but a lot of blue still.
So Alabama tonight, they'll take on Ole Miss. That's a 6 o'clock tip-off. In February, the Tide led just 32-30 at halftime over in Oxford. But Alabama came out and scored 61 points in the second half. If you remember that game, Reitzel had 7 3-pointers in that game.
That was a fun 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was crazy. Rebels guard A.J. Storr, he scored 27 points in the game against Alabama. He led everyone in scoring that night. If you remember, Malik Dia, he played a season-low only 8 minutes against Alabama. He wasn't hurt. Coach Beard just benched him. Didn't like what he saw. Since February 11th, Dia has played less. He has not played less than 20 minutes in any game. And he played a lot yesterday, obviously. Tide is an 11.5-point favorite. So that game's going on at 6. But tonight, the United States of America taking on Canada. USA is a 4.5-run favorite.
Ooh.
The over-under is 10 runs. Logan Webb is on the bump for the Americans. A very familiar name for Landrum Roberts, Michael Soroka, is on the mound.
I know his weak spot. Take out that Achilles. Either one of them. You're good.
He is on the bump for the Canadians.
We got to win this game.
Flipping kidding me? Soroka?
Got to win this game.
Soroka is
Good
on the bump.
night. Lose to that guy, DeRosa.
The winner of this game will move on to Miami. They will face the winner of Korea versus the Dominican Republic. That will be a Sunday night game.
Paul Skeen's on the bump, baby.
If the Americans win, they will play at 7 o'clock on Sunday night.
I like how my animosity is now turned to 2 former Braves.
Yeah.
Though Canada has never reached the semis, Team USA is trying to get there for the 4th time overall. They've done it in 2009, 2017, 2023, and in the second in as many classics. This is interesting. This is the 6th matchup between Canada and the United States. The U.S. is 4-1 in the World Baseball Classic against Canada. They lost the first time in the World Baseball Classic in pool play. But since then, the Americans have outscored the Canadians 41-18 in 5 games.
Well, you got to give them a little something to hook them at the beginning, and then.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to give you some stats. If you want to play tonight's game, okay, here's some very important numbers to keep in your mind.
Okay.
Team USA, they're hitting 293 as a team in the World Baseball Classic. 293. They've hit 7 home runs in the Classic. Their pitching staff has a 3.50 ERA. They've given up 9 home runs. So let's talk about Canada. Offense. I told you we hit 293. Canada 244.
Like that?
They've only hit 2 home runs. We've hit
Love
7.
that.
So you ask the question, how in the world can Canada be in the quarterfinals by hitting 244 with 2 home runs?
They walk a lot?
Their pitching ERA, 1.50 in the World Baseball Classic. They have given up a grand total of 0 home runs the entire tournament. So you ask yourself, all right, who's leading the USA in hitting? How about Selma, Alabama's Gunnar Henderson?
Come on.
Proud Baltimore Oriole.
He's hitting 500 in the tournament. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Bryce Terang from the Milwaukee Brewers, he's hitting 417 with 4 RBIs. Kyle Schwarber, he's hitting 375, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Bobby Witt's at 357. Pete Crow Armstrong, he's hitting 300, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. And how about Aaron Judge, team captain? What do you think he's hitting?
It's like 140.
No, he's doing much better than that.
Oh, is he?
Mhm.
Oh, I thought it was down.
279.
250.
Oh, okay.
250, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs.
I'm looking at I'm still at Canada's pitching staff. We got a bunch of prospects. We got a former Yankee.
Freaking James Paxton.
Well,
Ugh.
and didn't Jameson, did he play for you guys?
Oh, Tyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both.
Play for you and the Mets. Was that right?
He's played for a bunch of teams.
Yeah, he has played for a bunch of teams. But a lot of these, there's a lot of these guys that played in the major leagues. Pat, they're retired.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at their lineup. Maybe the most recognizable name is Josh Naylor. And unless I'm missing somebody that was on the bench the other
Michael
night.
Soroka would be your headliner pitcher as far as name notoriety.
Their 2 top hitters in the Canadian lineup, both of them are hitting over 500 in the tournament.
Yeah, well, that stops tonight.
Future Hall of Famer Clayton Kershaw, who was their emergency pitcher for Team USA, he will be removed from the roster after tonight's game. He'll be replaced by Tigers reliever Will Vest, Blue Jays reliever Tyler Rogers, and Yankees reliever Tim Hill. So if we're fortunate enough to get to the championship game, Minnesota Twins starter Joe Ryan will start for the Americans. It will be a tandem start, kind of like a bullpen start. Joe Ryan will start, and the Mets' Nolan McLean will be next up after Joe Ryan. Why are you looking at me that way?
Okay. Hope the bats are ready.
So Kershaw will be
Against
off the roster
WBC's
tonight.
Best pitching staff
Mm-hmm.
to date.
1.50 ERA for Canada. No home runs allowed.
Where are we playing this thing?
Houston.
Same place?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Vegas does. USA 4.5 run favorite.
Joe Ryan's better than I thought he was last year.
It's
He had a
hard to
3.4
erase the
ERA.
memory of Team Italy embarrassing us.
Well, you had Aaron Nola last night doing an interview saying he didn't get any messages from Harper or Schwarber like, hey, you guys want to do us a favor and win this? He said he doesn't think the Americans care whether they were in or not. That's according to Mr. Nola.
You know what? That's what it looked like.
Also have a theory there.
Yeah, we're checking the box. We're going to look like we care and we're patriotic, but we're just all in it for ourselves. No,
I'm interested in this.
I don't know that that's the case. That's Conrad's theory.
I'm interested in Pat's theory.
Because you want other unpatriotic people to join your team.
No, I do not. I'm a full-blooded American this week, Landrum. I've changed.
My theory is that Aaron Nola is pissed because he was not asked to be a part of Team USA. So when he was asked the question about, having flowers or having some of his Philly teammates say, hey, way to go. Thanks for helping us out. That's when he took the nice shot at Team USA.
Well, that was probably Harper and Schwarber going, hey, where was this Aaron Nola when we needed him last year?
But I did see.
Man, he was so good like 4 years ago.
Oh,
He was so good.
So, you know, DeRosa was over at Andy Pettit's house watching the game the other night. Apparently, a lot of the Team USA, they were watching the game down in the restaurant of the hotel that they're staying at. And according to reports, that they were all really in tune to the game. It wasn't like they were just
Well, they knew what was
taking it
out
for
on
granted.
the line, unlike their coach
Yeah.
or manager.
So,
that as far as world stage embarrassment, that'd be up there.
Tonight wouldn't be a good look either.
no.
It'd be like winning silver or bronze in men's basketball in the Olympics.
Now that's happened,
Yeah.
and it's not good.
You saw what happened to the NBA's popularity.
That was in Athens, wasn't it, when the basketball team laid a complete egg?
It might have been.
Yeah, it's because they didn't have Wilt Chamberlain. Just go score 100 points for him.
But that motivated Kobe and the rest of the guys.
Oh,
They did.
That
yeah.
was
And I think the last time they played in the Summer Olympics, you saw the superstar. We're playing. We got to remind everybody that it runs.
This
Steph
looks-
played in the last one, didn't he?
oh
yeah.
yeah.
They had Steph, LeBron,
If
KD.
it wasn't for Steph
right.
and KD.
Yeah, they had everybody.
KD says he wants to play again in LA.
I'm on board for KD playing for us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Oh, that was when Steph did the night
Yes.
after he hit the shot.
Mhm.
It was the Olympics before that he decided not to go, right? Was
That
it
might
one?
be right.
Yeah, because there was the one Olympics where they were like, people weren't super interested in doing it, and then we didn't perform very well, and then all the big guns said, "All right, we're signing up."
All right, again,
for 4
first
years.
pitch tonight,
7:00.
7:00.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. It's appointment television.
Yep. So it'll be about halftime of the Alabama game.
2 screens.
Mm-hmm.
Again, but this is Canada, and this goes back to hockey. We beat them at their own game. We crushed them. We have to crush them tonight.
I saw Naylor do an interview on MLB Network about this game because
Mm-hmm.
they were at batting practice yesterday, and most of the Canadian baseball players were wearing Team Canada hockey jerseys.
Who was wearing them?
Naylor from the
Josh Naylor?
Yeah, from the Indians.
Big boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I just
So is that
realized?
like we're going to do this for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Screw him.
You think we're going to see Charles Bediako watching the game from the bench tonight?
For Team Canada?
Yeah, he'll be pulling for Canada.
He's waiting
Oh,
for
yeah.
a court order.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Send him home,
Yeah,
Nate.
you think Jesse Palmer's in attendance?
The Canadian Bachelor.
How about that Soroka?
Man, you're just all over the Soroka thing tonight.
Boy, this suit is tight.
He's been hurt a couple times.
Pass me the maple syrup.
Mm.
All right, that's enough.
So-
That's enough hate, Roberts.
So our baseball futures on the arm of Logan Webb tonight.
And maybe Clayton Kershaw. Do you think they put Kershaw since it's his last game? I mean,
I hope not. I just hope he's down there drinking coffee, just telling stories.
maybe
in
if
the
we're up
bullpen.
big late or something, they let him go in there and mess around for an inning.
Man, Gunnar Henderson, and Whitlock, those are the only two guys I trust on our team.
The entire team.
They know. I'll throw Judge in there. Those are the three that I trust.
Hey, PCA, man.
Well, you better have all these guys that I just mentioned that's leading your team, because a lot of these guys have not been in the same lineup at all.
That's DeRosa for you.
I would imagine Bryce and Bregman maybe.
Because
gonna start.
Henderson hasn't been playing. You know, when you have Bobby Witt and then you have Terang, you know, Henderson's not getting a lot of time there.
Nothing against Terang. One of them can play second base. Right. Like, I mean, come on. Put Gunnar at second base.
Maybe they told DeRosa the game was tomorrow. Somebody else will coach the team.
Did I say? I think Freddie Gonzalez is one of his assistant coaches.
Yeah, it doesn't really help a whole
Former Braves manager.
lot. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't help a whole lot.
Man.
We had to bring him in. We had to replace base coaches last year. It's like, well, Freddie's around.
Y'all
He was coaching high school baseball, which is nothing wrong with that.
No, y'all love these reunions.
They
The
are-
Braves love a good reunion.
The
Oh, and we
Braves-
got David Ross in the bullpen.
The Braves are all about the reunions.
Love it.
Is Adam Duvall in spring training with y'all?
No, but
Who was
What?
it? Jesse Chavez. Is he in spring training with y'all?
No,
He's
but
played with y'all like 19 times.
if we had Jorge Soler there at Minute Maid Park.
Him, Jock Peterson,
Ooh.
Darno.
No, I mean, Jock was only on like one time.
Well, that was the World Series. You're right.
Yeah,
that was
only one
But
time.
Soler in that park is insane as a hitter career. Doesn't matter who he's playing for. But that shot that he had in the World Series.
They definitely have a type.
Yeah.
The Braves do.
Yeah.
And they always
They're
They do.
loyal.
They always go circle back to them when the chips are down. And you know what?
It works every 25 years.
If you know what you're going to have in the locker room and you don't have to worry about, poisoning the well water,
That's true.
absolutely bring those guys in. All about it.
Well, there's plenty of time to talk about that.
All right, we're going to continue on. Good news from Legacy. The Blazers are now up 14-11 over Charlotte.
Woo!
Yeah,
There we
Buckets.
go.
Buckets broke the drought. It's my boy.
A
They're
14-4 run right there.
11-1 run right now.
Oh, that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Meyer. He fired one from downtown. That's buckets.
We saw him the other night.
Yeah.
He was at the game.
Mm-hmm.
No, Andy was not sitting courtside asking Tulane players.
Filming and asking players if they were interested.
No. All right, we will continue on this Friday. This is Jocks. This is Three Man Front.
12:25 tournament Friday here on Three Man Front. Lands from Pat Conrad and Molly. SEC tournament quarterfinal going on right now. Florida doubling up just a moment ago. Kentucky 18-10. Florida leads 12 minutes to go in the first half of that one. Meanwhile, just down the street from us at Legacy Arena, we got the American Conference Tournament Championship quarterfinal. UAB fell behind 7-0 early to Charlotte, but UAB has made a run, and the Blazers leading 18-13 over Charlotte, 9 minutes, 44 seconds to go in that one. If they win, Pat, they will face the South Florida Bulls tomorrow afternoon at Legacy Arena.
Blazers 1-1 against South Florida. Beat them at South Florida, but lost at Bartow.
You've got Tulsa taking on North Texas also this afternoon. So
And very interesting, both of those teams. UAB lost at home to both teams, but beat them on the road. Do you see a theme develop?
Could say that about just about every team that they played this year. There is some good news, though, if you're an Auburn fan, because St. Louis is now leading George Washington 75-69 with under 5 minutes to go.
Wait,
Yeah.
they're up by 6 points now?
Yeah.
They are up by 6.
Of course.
They were down by 19. They're now up by 6.
I told you that. This has kind of been the trend. And who pointed that out earlier? Somebody did, that this has been the trend. Was it you? Because we've seen that in the SEC tournament. South Carolina
Oh, when you see a team
hanging around with
yeah.
Texas A&M, isn't that who they played?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
They
but
were up
it
big early
was,
and then
it was tight
yeah.
yesterday with Auburn and Tennessee. And
Well,
that is the case.
Hopefully Michigan is getting that memo too, because they're still only up by 2 on Ohio State with 14 to go. So
And UAB, not a great shooting team from the outside. Jacob Meyer, his 1-3. The Blazers 1 of 6. Meanwhile, Charlotte only 1 of 9. So hopefully for Charlotte, the shooting woes from the outside, they continue. UAB D'ing them up though. I like the yellow jerseys, the high vis yellow. They stand out. Looks good.
I'm not a fan.
Hmm.
That's not, they're called green and gold, not green and yellow. But that's coming from an alum. So,
What do you know?
yeah, what do I know? All my millions of dollars I've given them over the course of the last 25 years.
Yeah, that wing of that hospital that's named after you.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of tuition for my household, tell you that.
I know it did. What were was it the gray jerseys that they have that say Birmingham?
Mm-hmm.
Well, those definitely stand out. These do.
There's just too many teams with the same color schemes in the conference. I mean, when the Sun Belt originally, UAB looked no different than South Florida, looked no different than UNC Charlotte, which of course now they just call themselves Charlotte, but they all had the same colors. And also Jacksonville. You remember Jacksonville was in the league too.
Yep.
And Jacksonville had green and gold colors.
UTSA, they don't have to worry about it with their colors, but they don't have to worry about it this week because they're not a part of the tournament.
Yep.
That's a team that won 5 games all year?
Yeah. Speaking of the tournament, Karl Hicks, the Associate Commissioner of the American Conference, he's going to join us next as the Blazers right now. They have a 19-18 lead, 8:43 to go until halftime. This is Three Man Front on Jocks.
It's a college basketball tournament Friday here on Three Man Front. Landrum Roberts, Pat Smith, Conrad Van Order, Molly Robinson, keeping you up to date what's going on at Legacy Arena with the American Conference Championship Tournament quarterfinal. UAB up on Charlotte after falling behind 7-0 early. The Blazers lead Charlotte 23-19 with 6:45 remaining in the first half of that one. Hopefully the Blazers can punch their ticket to tomorrow and take on the South Florida Bulls. So with that, joining us now, one of the folks that was instrumental in not only running things during the course of the regular season, but also postseason play and things involved with the American Conference. It's Associate Commissioner of that conference, Karl Hicks, and he joins us on Three Man Front. Karl, Landrum, and Conrad, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Landrum and Conrad. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks for joining us here in Birmingham. It's exciting to have tournament basketball. I can remember as a kid going to what was then the BJCC before the updates, of course, to Legacy and seeing some great not only conference tournaments, but also NCAA regional as a site there and serving as a host. A lot of great memories. What was it in particular about Birmingham and specifically Legacy Arena that made you say, you know what, this is the place for the American Championship this season?
Well, we like to have our tournament in close proximity to schools in the league, and obviously UAB being here in Birmingham had a lot to do with that. Also, Knight Eady was as a sort of a local organizing committee along with the Visitors Bureau and UAB. They put together a really nice package for us. It's attractive in terms of its proximity to our schools. Memphis is right up the road. Tulane and Charlotte aren't too far away. We've been in Fort Worth I've been with the league 5 years. In the last 5 years, we've been there, and we decided to move it east. So they put together a really nice bid, and the arena is absolutely beautiful. So, those are the sort of deciding factors as to why to bring it here. And we've been real pleased with how things have been going so far.
So we know UAB is in action right now. You got a great slate of games the rest of the day and the rest of the weekend, Karl. What maybe for some of the fans out there, if they're not able to make it to the UAB game now, but they still want to make it down to Legacy Arena? I know you have the American Hoops Village. What are some of the kind of the details you can share about that and ways that fans can get engaged, even if maybe they're missing UAB today, they're going to be there tomorrow, but they still want to be around the atmosphere and all the great basketball going on at Legacy this evening?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Hoops Village is going on right now, and it's an interactive experience outside the arena, right across from the arena. But it really kicks in high swing here over the weekend. We'll have pep rallies at 12 noon tomorrow and go until the last tip tomorrow. And tomorrow is the semifinals for the men, which are at 2 and 4. And then the women's championship game will follow shortly thereafter at 8:30. So Hoops Village will be open, all day long tomorrow. And again, the pep rallies start at noon. And then on Sunday, it'll be open then too. And the game is in the afternoon. Then, we go right before the selection show. So that we hope the games don't go into overtime, but if they do, they do. But we're right before the selection show on Sunday, and Hoops Village will be open before that. We'll have halftime entertainment for the women's championship game and also for the men's championship games. We want fans to come out and enjoy some really good basketball.
Yeah, and it's a conscious decision that you guys have made, because when we immediately think sporting events this day, you got astronomical prices to go and take not only yourself, but maybe your significant other, a family. It costs a lot of money. I'm looking at prices and what just your everyday fan can go and watch quality basketball all weekend, and you guys have kept them very affordable. Was this a conscious decision by you guys to invite the crowd and expose them to really, really good basketball?
Well, yeah, it's a conscious decision. We didn't want price to be a reason why folks couldn't come out, and we have our lowest tickets for the games or for a session right now at $20, which is $10 a game. The highest price tickets on the floor are, can be as high as $90. But yeah, we consciously, we're an inclusive event, not an exclusive one. And we thought about that in our pricing, and so you see it and what's available on the market.
So I want to ask you for, maybe you could talk to some of the people out there that maybe they're just getting into college basketball or, maybe they're SEC basketball fans, but what makes a tournament like the American Conference tournament so special, as we know, as whoever wins on Sunday, the champion, you get that automatic bid into March Madness. Can you just talk a little bit about how maybe that adds to the competitive nature of a tournament like this, where it feels like every team comes in knowing, hey, if we, get hot for 3-4 days in a row, we can go to the big dance ultimately, and what that does for the competitive nature kind of the tournament as a whole.
You raise a really good point. And in our league, I mean, you might be able to say this about a lot of leagues, but we really only had one team on the men's side and on the women's side that were kind of out of the mix early on because they were rebuilding. The middle of the pack and can beat the top teams. And that's both for the men and for the women, which, by the way, we've combined the tournaments, both the men's and the women's this year, and we've limited the field. We're a 13-member basketball league, but only 10 members make the tournament. And the reason for that is we want to reward, regular season, makes the regular season more meaningful. And we really had some incredible games down the stretch. But, look, UAB, South Florida. South Florida is the top seed on the men's side. The number 2 seed is Wichita State. And on the women's side, it's Rice, and the number 2 seed is ECU. But the top 2 seeds get a bye all the way to the semifinals, so they don't start playing until Saturday, which is a real advantage for the top seeds. Seeds 3 and 4, both the women and the men, they play in the quarters, and the quarters are staggered. So the women's semifinals are today, the men's quarters are today. So the championship for the women is Saturday evening at 8:30, and the championship for the men is 4 o'clock on Sunday. So, anybody can make it. And our games have been, that fortunately haven't been fights, because then that would make my life really complicated. But the intensity of them has really been to that level. And you saw it yesterday. And I think you're going to see it again today with the men and the women. So, yeah, it's exciting, and it's exciting time for college basketball.
It was an exciting time the other night. We were there in the building for Tulane and Memphis, and I do want to kind of go off script here, Karl, if you will, but I've called a lot of basketball. I've worked a lot of basketball games. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life, and you have as well. We started the game with a technical foul, and I had to go and start looking up what could cause a technical before a tip and shooting one free throw before a tip. How many other instances have you seen that actually happen?
So it's funny you asked that question. We had another instance in a women's game the same day. You have to enter your starting roster, and it's very odd. It's not like it doesn't happen, but it is not something you see regularly. But you have to enter your starting lineups 10 minutes before the game, and both teams, and I can't remember the women's team that didn't meet the deadline, but obviously Memphis didn't, and so it's called an administrative technical, and Tulane shot it, and then you do the jump ball right after. So that is not something that's very common, but it did happen. I'm glad. I can't say whether I'm glad you noticed or not glad you noticed, but it is unusual, particularly unusual to have it in 2 games in the same day. But that did happen.
Yeah, well, I bet every coaching staff was then put on alert. Somebody was designated. You better make sure that's in. That's really good.
Tulane went on to win that game. Now, they didn't win by 1 point, but what if they had?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh,
that some heads would have rolled on Memphis's staff, but it didn't go down to 1 point. But look, you said something earlier, and I want to come back to it. Our league is just incredibly competitive, and you're going to see that in the games. The fans come out this weekend. You're going to see that in the games. South Florida and Wichita State may be the odds-on favorite, but UAB, being a 5 seed, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, a 4 seed, I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and win today, win tomorrow, and get into the championship game. That can happen. Hell, UAB won, 2 years ago. So that can happen, and the same can happen on the women's side. And that's what makes, our tournament here in Birmingham this weekend so special. And I hope fans will come out and enjoy some of the action.
Well, kudos to you, your entire staff there with the conference, and whoever's in charge of the media meal, because the chicken parm and the spread that you guys had, look, we're connoisseurs when it comes to media meals, and that thing was fantastic. So well done, sir. Whoever did that, pat them on the back, give them a raise.
Well, I had some of that too, and it was really good.
Well, Karl, thank you so much. Welcome to Birmingham. Enjoy your time here. If there's anything we can do in the meantime, please let us know. But from all of us, and as someone who was born here in this city, lives in this city, we're proud to call this the American Conference home for the men's and women's tournament, and hopefully we can do it again very, very soon.
Well, I really appreciate you having me on. And again, to all the folks listening, come on out and enjoy some basketball. We'd love to have you.
Yes, sir. Karl, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. That is Karl Hicks. Wonderful gentleman, and that's what you're going to get with the American Conference. He's the associate commissioner of that conference. We continue here on Three Man Front. Fun conversation with Karl Hicks, Associate Commissioner of the American Conference Tournament quarterfinal going on right now. Our UAB Blazers taking on Charlotte. UAB with a 32-31 lead. pride of Hoover High School, Salim London, at the charity stripe, shooting his second of 2 free throws. Salim knocks it down 33-31. UAB leading Charlotte, 3.1 seconds remaining in the first half. Blazers get a win today. Let's all pack out Legacy Arena tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be. I think it'll be a great scene tomorrow. Getting to take on the South Florida Bulls. So need UAB to hold on here and get a big victory. We do have some other updates, some interesting updates around the other conference tournaments going on right now. So it is final. The comeback has been completed, Landrum. St. Louis, they have come back from a 19-point deficit in the first half to win 88-81 over George Washington. Just a casual 26-point swing there for St. Louis.
Yeah, it happens every day.
Yeah, as we said, they're pretty good. So they get the victory there. That game just going final. Kentucky and Florida. Kentucky made it close at one point. It was 20-18, but now Florida flexing a little bit on them. It's 33-22 with about 3 minutes left to go from Nashville. Ohio State keeping it interesting with the Wolverines. Michigan up 60-56 with about 6.5 minutes to go there in the Big Ten. Landrum just gave you the UAB update, and then Louisiana Tech in a close one with Missouri State 38-36 in favor of La Tech right now in Conference USA early in the second half.
I don't know because I'm not watching the game what Ohio State's doing on Yaks, but Yaks, 30 minutes of game action, only 3 points, 1 of 4 from the field.
I was about to say, it's not a case of he's got the volume and he's just not hitting shots. They're just not letting him take shots.
No.
Which is probably a good strategy when you play Michigan.
It probably is. This won't affect seeding, I don't think, for the Michigan Wolverines.
No, but they'll be a 1 seed. But in terms of being the number 1 overall seed, that's not happening if you lose this game.
Yeah, Ohio State has cut that to a 3-point game as Michigan leads 60-57. A little over 6 minutes left in the second of that one. Conrad mentioned what's going on at Bridgestone. They're in Nashville, the SEC tournament. Alabama taking on Ole Miss. In case you haven't been keeping up with scores, Ole Miss, another surprise win yesterday. So Chris Beard's got his team feeling it. They're going to take on Alabama, a team that was closely contested in the Black Family Pavilion. John, and I'm trying to remember what his name is or her name is. That they put in all the money at Ole Miss.
The Pavilion.
It's the Pavilion. It was a close game for a half.
It was, and then Alabama scored 61, I believe it was, in the second half. So we'll see if – I mean, look, let's be honest. Not saying that they're not going to be motivated and NATO doesn't have them ready to play, but it's probably a little easier if you were going to play a Texas or a Georgia that you had lost to this year and you were aware of maybe a little bit of a revenge aspect as well as, you know how vulnerable they can be. But I would think that going to make a statement in Nashville, need to get a win to kind of lock in potentially that 3 seed spot, which you definitely want over a 4 seed. So I think the guys will be ready to go. But I mean, at the same time, Ole Miss, who would have thought that they would be here in the first place? So they're playing just as well as anyone in the conference, it looks like.
By the way, it's Sandy. Sandy and John.
Oh, Sandy and John Black. Thank you so much, Molly.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
Sandy.
That's not going to save them tonight. Not going to save them tonight.
Speaking of something else that's in the air with the warm weather here, we know that includes pest, and we are going to have more cold weather throughout the weekend, but it's going to feel more like spring, and then before you know it, it's going to feel like summer here in the Deep South, a lot like it did last week. Well, that means pest. Unfortunately, that means termites. You always want to keep your home protected with the Centricon system, but also it's ants, it's roaches, it's flying insects, it's things that you don't want around your house, stinging your children, biting your wife, maybe getting inside the home. That can be a nuisance. We'll make sure that you're protected. And look, they're not all the same. I promise you. Stark Exterminators, they've been family owned for over 62 years. That means something to me. Certainly, I think it means something to folks like you. That means they're doing a lot of things right. 100% of your satisfaction as a customer is guaranteed. They're going to offer a free pest inspection to any homeowner, business owner. All you got to do, it's simple. 855-STARK now. 855-STARK now, or go to starkexterminators.com. One of their professional, courteous team members come out to your home, your place of business, or both, inspect it thoroughly inside and out, come up with any plan that you need to address current issues and look at potential issues down the road. Once again, 855-STARK now, go to starkexterminators.com. And as always, tell them Landrum from 3-Man Front and Jocks sent you.
Well, we'll continue to bring you updates here as we're winding down. Final 2 minutes in Nashville in the first half. Ole Miss, Florida up 33-26 on Kentucky.
You're already thinking about that game?
I am.
Who is not thinking about that game? It is Don. He's moved on to Auburn baseball season. Hey, Don, how are you?
I actually moved on to Landon. Thank you. I've moved on to Auburn baseball, and that right now I'm concentrating on getting ready for the Stallions.
There you go.
Everything. Matter of fact, to let everybody know in the listening audience and my social taco friends, we got a big little soiree tonight for my new group called the Giddy Up Boys at a local establishment that you guys know where it's at. It's 5 o'clock. We're going to have a little bit of food, and we'd love to have everybody come. But on the Auburn game and everything, when y'all said something about a 26-point swing with St. Louis, what was it, a 20-0 run by Tennessee?
Yeah, it was 22-2 that run, but yeah.
And I mean, it was just nothing but turnovers and everything. But I think Conrad, I think you mentioned this morning. The whistles were just awful quick on Auburn, but nowhere to be found for those Tennessee people that know how to run their damn mouth.
Yeah, there was a stretch where Auburn didn't get a whistle for like 8 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it did seem lopsided. Not saying that was reason for the loss, but
didn't help.
If it makes you raise your eyebrows, yeah,